Hello, I'm Discoverer Richard Joseph Caruso of Fortuna, California, and getting back to the prayer orb where I first discovered about grout, protoplasm being flash blown into grout, DNA strands coming up through the orbs membrane rips. Uh, Rips that probably were caused by the camera flash, since orbs are so sensitive, and eventually leading this prayer orb at the tip of the prayer hands painting, eventually leading, with the help of GIMP again, that I discovered that the eye of God is real, and that GIMP revealed. GIMP didn't draw the eye, I didn't draw the eye, but GIMP revealed the eye of God at the bottom of the prayer orb. And in any events, which are numerous, I have several now videos on YouTube. Please look for them to get the whole story on everything. I want to go to getting back to the camera flash and how it impacts orbs, uh, puts shock waves through the orbs. They're not made of water because they're much lighter than that. They're mainly probably consistency of moisture, if you will. But nonetheless, enough moisture to where the camera flash hits them as if they were a pool of water and waves go out. And it's such a shock that one program shows that DNA and telomeres rupture from the orb, including the 4-inch diameter prayer orb. Um, and one program shows that at least one DNA strand was thrown out of the orb and literally onto the brick veneer wall in which the prayer hand painting hangs on. This all goes on invisibly. I know it sounds like something out of the Twilight Zone, but this is real. There's no fakery involved in my findings. I'm doing no Photoshop. Everything that I show you are real results. So when you look at this next photo, you'll see where the prayer orb is at the top of the prayer hands. You can just barely see the fingertips maybe of the prayer hands. And you'll see where I do my only reenactment so that you can get the feeling of the power of the camera flash. You will see ripples go through the photo of the prayer orb. Those ripples in motion, the wobble, that is, I confess, a reenactment. But the DNA being thrown onto the brick, those are real software findings as you see them that show up after the wobble reenactment. I wanted to make that clear to everybody. So here it is, and I'll shut up now, and you can see this reenactment followed by seeing the actual DNA in which people in England, the slime event, they found DNA in their slime, and in Oakville, Washington, in the late 1990s, they took samples of the slime off of the tree leaves or the ground, and the experts, the so-called professionals, admitted that there is DNA in that slime. However, they did say in both cases, England and in Washington State, in our country of America, in both cases, the experts did make this important statement. The DNA is not exactly like human DNA. And if you look closely at the DNA and the telomeres are in other videos, but if you look closely at this DNA strand, you can you can see that it's not exactly like a human DNA strand. A human DNA strand and an animal DNA strand here on secular Earth usually has two windings. If you look close at this DNA strand in this photo of the ejected DNA strand from the orb, you look closely, I see 3 rows of DNA, okay? And you can actually see the different coloring, which is a different coding. And that's one more thing that makes me believe that it's actually DNA. But the main point here is that humans and animals don't have 3 strands; they have two. Okay, but if you look closely at this, I see a middle row and 2 rows on the left and right. If you look at the blow up of the DNA on this photo. Okay, I'll shut up now and let you see this. Well, now wasn't that fantastic? And uh, to see a DNA that's never been seen before, and I think there's a correlation with the slime in England that's been reported. I think that either lightning or heavy rain, in both cases, uh, there were areas of heavy orb concentrations. Maybe the eyes of God were there, and God was looking at something for whatever reason. He had to have multitudes of orbs, maybe into the thousands, maybe into the millions, who knows? And that the the meteorite in England, maybe it did indeed shock all the orbs as it went over England, and then in Oakville, Washington, maybe it was the heavy rain that actually made the orbs dilute or secrete their organic uh, protoplasm-like fluid in them. Or maybe there was a lightning bolt in Oakville, Washington, that heated them and destroyed them, and they fell with their protoplasm fluid to the ground. Who knows? But I do think there's a correlation to orbs. To make a long story short, with all these slime recordings that we're getting every few years uh, from around the world. So that's enough on this subject matter of the DNA being blown onto the brick veneer. That's the main subject of this video. And so I want to wish everybody a very good day.